What is going on, everyone? My name is Jeff, and guys, I am feeling great right now. I decided to turn the camera on because I wanted to capture some of this price movement that Apple is seeing after hours. It is up $8.67, up about 5.6%. And we're going to go through and break down the earnings report in just a second. I just wanted to screen capture some of this price movement. It's looking really good. It's lifting the entire market. You know, I'm looking on my phone right now, and Amazon's up, Alibaba's up, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, Disney, Google, JP Morgan Chase, Coke. So the entire market is getting lifted up where Apple beat on earnings. So it's going to be one of those mornings. Tomorrow is going to be one of those mornings where I'm going to be so excited to open up my portfolio and see what's going on. I came into today, you know, totally prepared to buy more shares of Apple. I had, like I said, certain points I wanted to buy more. If it got down to 140, I was going to buy in real big again. And then just every time it dropped $10, I was going to keep hitting it. But it looks like for now, we're not going to have to deal with that. Anyways, this is pretty exciting, and it's nice to see, you know, the market's getting lifted up. Still didn't see the best earnings action today. You know, Verizon had a disappointing earnings call, but 3M and Nucor did have good calls this morning, so we'll get more into that later. So I guess let's head over there and check out the report, guys. Alright guys, so hot off the press, Apple beats on Q1 GAAP EPS of $4.18 by 1 cent, and then they beat on revenue of $84.3 billion by $330 million. So this is not the biggest beat Apple has ever had. Obviously, I think a lot of us are used to seeing Apple beat by $1 billion or $2 billion on earnings. Considering we all had fair warning on this quarter supposed to be so disappointing, and not even going back to Tim Cook's letter to investors warning everybody that revenue was going to be lowered. I am very satisfied with this result, and I can't complain, because you all know just as well as I do how important it is for Apple to perform well, for the entire stock market to perform well, okay? Like I just mentioned a minute ago, you know, Apple gets good results, so sympathetically, just about every stock in the stock market gets good results. It will lift the indexes up tomorrow. I guess it doesn't necessarily mean we will. You know, pretty much anything is possible, but this definitely should lift the markets up. And then keep in mind, guys, we have a bunch of big earnings reports tomorrow too. So Microsoft and Facebook and Alibaba and AT&T are all reporting tomorrow. Alright, so no big news here. Apple declares the 73-cent dividend, which is in line with the previous yield. Their forward yield is 1.89%. I was actually hoping Apple would have bumped the dividend up because the stock price is down so much right now. I guess they did not feel they needed to do that right now. But me being a long-term Apple shareholder, yeah, it would be nice to see that yield go up a little bit. So now, guys, let's just take a minute and kind of rake through some of the details here. There is some things I want everybody to be aware of, especially Apple shareholders. I think it's important to touch on now. And then also we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on for Q2. Let's start up here at the top with the revenue breakdown. So iPhone revenue was $52 billion, guys, and they're actually at a negative 15% year over year. So iPhone sales are declining. Okay, but as you will see through the contents of this report, everything else, you know, sales growth in all the other areas is kind of making up for what they've lost in iPhone sales. So the Mac is at $7.4 billion. That's up 9% year over year. Wearables, home, and accessories up $7.3 billion. That is a 33% year over year growth, guys. That is outstanding. Good job, Apple. Kind of kicking it into high gear in that category. The iPad, $6.7 billion. That's 17% year over year. Very well done. And then services, $10.9 billion, guys. That's 19% year over year growth. Outstanding. You know, we are all seeing a lot of growth in the service industry for Apple. They disclosed service margins for the first time, and it was 62.8%. So Greater China revenue fell from nearly $18 billion in last year's quarter to $13.2 billion. So Tim Cook attributed this quarter's weak iPhone sales to the soft Chinese market. And guys, that makes sense. You know, Nvidia come out yesterday and said the same thing. A lot of the decline in sales is due to China right now. But you know, if I seen Tim Cook right now, he is getting a shake on the hand, and I would go buy that man a beer because he did a really, really good job steering this ship in a very, very difficult quarter. Operating cash flow was $26.7 billion. Apple returned $13 billion to investors during the quarter. The net cash balance was $130 billion at period's end. God, Apple has got a lot of money. Jeez. So this right here, guys, this is the last thing we're going to touch on. So the downside quarter 2 guidance has revenue from $55 billion to $59 billion on a consensus of $58.97 billion. Gross margin from 37% to 38%. And operating expenses from $8.5 billion to $8.6 billion. But all in all, really, really good job. Really, really good quarter by Apple. Like I said, I know a lot of people, trying to hit the bottom here. We're trying to buy into the bottom. Of course, I was one of the people that just encouraged everybody to buy on every big drop. And of course, like I said, I came in today with a bundle of cash on the sidelines to buy more Apple stock. And so it's going to feel good to wake up tomorrow and know I still have that money to spend, So I'll get involved in something else, I'm sure. I always do. Let's go back and check the stock price real quick, guys, and then we'll log off. So it's 4:45 in the afternoon right now. The market will stop trading pretty soon, but Apple is at $163.25. So job well done, Apple. I hope all Apple shareholders are kind of feeling the love right now. I'm certainly in a good mood. I hope everybody else is as well. And guys, thanks for watching the video. Drop me a comment. Tell me if you're holding Apple. I would like to know what price did you get in that, or what is your cost basis on Apple. Drop a like on this video, and thanks for watching.